Hey everybody, Steph the Chef here with you guys for our weekly demo. This summer we're trying to focus on lighter fares and grilled foods, but we are grilling inside tonight because it was over 100 degrees today here in New Hampshire. So let me know what the temperature was where you are today. And I would love to hear, how do you beat the heat? Literally. This morning I had a horrible migraine. Wasn't feeling good most of the day today, so but I'm excited to be cooking for you guys because this is one of my favorite things I get to do with my business, and I'm super excited about it. So let's get cooking. Alright, so we're doing grilled chicken, pasta salad. I love pasta salad. No one else in my family does. It's a lighter fare, especially over the summer. It's very easy to make. You just have to, I think the hardest part of making pasta salad is what do you want, making that decision. What do you put in your pasta salad? So put in the comments, what do you guys like in your pasta salad if you eat pasta salad? What kind of pasta do you use? What vegetables, what dressing? There's so many different decisions when it comes to making pasta salad, but it is light. It can be very refreshing depending on, again, how you make it and what dressing you use, and it will last. I know it lasts me for like several days. I could live on pasta salad for probably about a week. So I make it about 2 or 3 times a year in the summer because I love it so much, and it's an easy meal to make, and I just absolutely love it. So here I am. I'm going to show you guys how I do a grilled chicken version of our pasta salad. Now this one's going to be a little different from I usually make my pasta salad because I didn't get to go to the store, and we're trying to like do the clean out, all that stuff. So we're working with this limited ingredients, but I'm excited to try it and hope you guys will enjoy this video. So let's get started. All right, so we have our grill pan from Pampered Chef. This is a cast iron pan. I am not personally a fan of cast iron. But I will use it. So it has the grill lines kind of thing. So we're going to use that. We're going to have a pack of chicken tenderloins. We're just going to go ahead and lay them in here. Right on top. This is nice and hot, so it shouldn't take that long to cook the chicken. Again, because this is hot. I did preheat the grill pan as well. So we're going to get all the chicken in here, and we're basically just cooking the chicken and the pasta. So again, when it comes to the heat, like you're not using the oven, very easy foods to make. The chicken won't take long. Pasta typically doesn't make long as long as you boil the water first and make sure it's a rapid boil. I had noticed that when I make pasta, because that's what my kids will eat, if you like put the pasta in too soon when the water's just starting to boil, it takes longer to cook. If you wait for that rapid boil, that very fast, all those bubbles, very quick, almost like you're going river rafting and you see those class 5 rapids, that's what you're looking for when you're making pasta, right? When you want that boil. That's how you know your pasta is going to get done within the time on the box. So that's my little hack for you guys when making pasta, is make sure you get that rapid boil. So your pasta gets done fairly quickly and within the time frame on the box. I'm going to wash my hands really quickly. Yeah, our chicken, you can hear that nice and sizzle. What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and put some olive oil in there as well with some seasoning. So we're going to use a garlic parmesan olive oil that we have. This is our older version. We do have a new version of this. It's now a dipping oil. So you can use it for like bread and crackers and whatnot. So just going to pour that right on in there. And that's going to fire it up really nice. It is hot. So you are going to be cautious of the sizzling that might come up and splash you. But I think we're okay for now. We're going to go ahead and use our whisk tongs, and I can smell my garlic. I'm not going to put seasoning on it because there's garlic parmesan seasoning inside the olive oil. So I honestly think we have enough flavor just with that. So I'm not going to worry about that seasoning. But you could season it, obviously, however you want. If you're using a plain olive oil or avocado or coconut oil, whatever, you can fire it up, cook it however you like. You can season it very easily. Just keep in mind, you kind of want to try and pair up that seasoning with whatever vegetables you're using in the pasta salad. So you see how we're getting kind of grill lines here on the chicken. Alright, so that's kind of what we're looking for. Like I said, this is not truly grilled chicken, but it's what we got tonight, so we're going to make do with it. Like I said, this is already cooking really nice. It's already kind of getting that golden brown color that we're looking for. So we're going to go ahead and flip it and let it cook on the other side. Let me know if you know how to tell when chicken is done, especially when you're grilling. Because a lot of people struggle with that. A lot of people, especially in the summer, more people will die from food poisoning in the summer from grilled foods at any time of year, because people don't really truly know how to check when their food is done unless you use a thermometer. But you also have to be cautious with your thermometer because you have to calibrate your food thermometer as well. So our water is boiling. It's starting to get to that boil point, but it's not a rapid boil. So we have a couple bubbles here and there. We're going to wait a few more minutes for that to do. So until we can't do anything at this point, I already got my vegetables cut up. So we're just going to do tomatoes and peppers tonight in this. And we're going to top it with some fried onions as well. Again, this is super easy. The hardest part, I think, is making that decision. What do you want in it? What seasonings do you want? What do you want the overall theme of your pasta to be? I've done like a lemon pepper one. I've done lemon garlic. This will be a garlic parm. I've done the Italian, classic Italian. I also have done a balsamic type chicken pasta salad as well. So you know what kind of flavoring do you like on your pasta salad. A pasta salad also would be a great idea if you're having people together for a picnic. Do a pasta salad bar. You make the pasta, everyone else brings their veggies or the dressing or whatever. Everybody makes their own pasta salad. Super fun idea. Be creative with it. Yeah, it's just a fun. I'm sorry, I love pasta salad, and it's just really, it's a cheap, affordable, on so many levels. You can make it at home even cheaper, even healthier, and it's just a great meal to do. So we're going to go, so our water is definitely getting there. Do you know what you can use in your water to make the water boil a little bit faster? Put it in the comments if you know. How can you get your water to boil faster than you want? Put it in the comments. It's the most popular seasoning. I don't know if that's true, but it's a very popular seasoning. You find it in and on about everything that you eat, inside and out. You use it in the winter for other things besides just food. Any guesses what we use to make our water boil faster when we are trying to get our water to boil, especially for pasta? Any guesses? Let's flip in our chicken here. I did turn it down a low. I'm going to turn it up a little bit more. Salt, guys. Salt is what you use if you're in a rush. You're trying to get your pasta done sooner. You want to put a tad bit of salt in your water. The salt will help. It will help heat up the water a little bit faster and help create that boil. So I'm using, of course, sea salt, sea and Himalayan salt from Pampered Chef. This is the only salt I will put in food. Since I became a consultant, I try not to use any other salts. I'm not a big person that likes salt, but I do love this blend. It literally has sea salt and Himalayan sea salt, pink salt, nothing else in it. That's just what it is. So now we have our rapid boil that I was talking about for our pasta. I can show you guys what I'm talking about. So when you're making pasta, if you are just coming on, when you make your pasta, you want to make sure you get that rapid boil, almost like you're going river rafting and you're approaching those classified rapids. That's what you're looking for. If you put your pasta in too soon without that rapid boil, it's not going to get done in the time on the box, right? So the time on the box, your pasta box, is for that rapid boil. So we're going to go ahead and use elbows here. Normally I use penne for my pasta salad, but we didn't have any, and again, I didn't get to the store today, so with my migraine and everything. So we're going to go ahead and pour this all in there. I'm just going to pour all of it in because we're actually going to split this up in 2 pieces. Because my kids won't eat the pasta salad, they'll just eat the plain pasta. So we're going to split this in half, but it's all still got to cook. So we're doing that. You do want to stir it in there as well as soon as you put the pasta in your water. It's going to help the stickiness. The salt will also help reduce that stickiness from the starch of the pasta as well. So, alright, so we're going to let that sit, let that cook. You want to also, before you start the timer for your pasta, make sure that you have it return to that rapid boil. Again, because that is going to affect the firmness of your pasta, right? So you want typically that al dente, that firm, tender pasta. If you start the timer too soon, when the timer goes off, it's not going to be quite ready. So you want to make sure that you let it return to that rapid boil with the pasta in it before you start that 8 to 10 minute time range, depending on the pasta you're using. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and flip our chicken again. It's definitely looking really nicely. Some of the pieces are getting that nice golden color that we're looking for on here. You want to keep flipping it because chicken will stick, even though we did put oil in it. And also because of the way there's a lot in here, so it's not. So you want to also make sure that both sides of the chicken is getting cooked and not just one side. So you do want to flip it every once a little bit here and there, just to make sure that everything's getting cooked. You don't want raw chicken or anything. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're actually going to use our brand new Entertaining Outdoor bowls. So we have a new Entertaining dinnerware set, and we have a set of 2 bowls that you can order now as part of our summer collection. I have not used these yet. These are great for outside. It's like I forget what the actual name is. It's not quite ceramic, it's not quite plastic, it's like a mixture of the two. It starts with the melon, I don't remember. Anyways, they're not too heavy, but they're not too light either, but they're unbreakable, I feel like. So if my kids got these, I wouldn't be too worried about them. They do have a little bit of a weight to them though, so obviously they're made for being outside, but I like the style of them. They're kind of that classic look that you have. So once this is done, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and cut up the chicken into bite-sized pieces, because when you make pasta salad, you don't want anything that's bigger than the pasta. So that one pasta noodle, depending if you're using penne, so we're using elbows, so those are a little bit smaller. But about the size of penne noodles, kind of the size that you kind of want to go by. We'll cut up the chicken, We'll drain the pasta. We'll kind of rinse off the pasta since we're going to eat it right away. Then we add our toppings. We're going to add fresh diced tomatoes and some red and yellow pepper. And then we're going to mix that up. I do have some mozzarella cheese I'm probably going to throw in as well. And then we're going to top it with the crispy fried onions. We're not going to add any dressing to this because we cooked it in the oil. The oil is going to soak into the chicken, absorb into the chicken as it cooks, and it's going to flavor that chicken. So we're not going to do that. We're not going to dress it back into over here. We also have a sauce from the juice from the tomatoes. I'm not going to drain the tomatoes. It's a canned tomatoes. Our tomatoes are not planted yet. They will be in the next couple days, hopefully. And we'll go from there. So yeah, so that's kind of the plan is we'll cook in this, we'll cut everything up, and then we'll put it in the bowl. We'll mix everything up, we'll top it with some cheese, we'll add some mozzarella cheese to it, and our fried onions. So let's go ahead. The chicken is definitely shrinking. And you can hear that sizzle getting louder, so that means it's definitely getting hotter. If you have to rearrange the chicken, you're going to have to. You would on the grill anyways. You know the pieces that are on the outside of the grill take longer. So you can go ahead and move them around as well. Because again, you don't want burnt food, right? So you're going to kind of rotate your pieces of chicken around it. So ready sticking. Doesn't matter how much oil you put in this grill, it always sticks no matter what you do. And actually, once you feel it's done, you can actually put it out of the pan and let it cool off a little bit. Because when you cut it, you don't want to burn your fingers or anything. You kind of want it to cool off as well. Especially because you're making a pasta salad. How do you know when chicken is done on the grill? Any guesses? Any thoughts on that? No guesses? Alright. So you know chicken is done on the grill when you use a fork and you can cut into it. That's one way. The second way is if you see clear, if you put a little bit of pressure on the chicken, you should be able to see clear juice. If you see clear juice coming out, you know your chicken is done. The other way you can tell, and this is what I do, is I will actually kind of take my utensil and rip it. If I can easily rip it with a simple utensil without a knife, I know my chicken is done, right? So I'm not seeing any pink in here. It looks really good. It looks delicious. It has that great caramel, kind of that brown color that we're looking for. So I'm going to put that down because that is a little hot. So we know our chicken is cooking. We know it's going to be done soon. So again, it's just a matter of rearranging it. Thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it. We do have our cup slicer on sale, so if you do not have our cup slicer, you definitely need to get it. It's great for cutting up your fresh fruits this summer. We just went strawberry picking about 2 weeks ago. I think we're going to go again later this week. But it's great to cut up your strawberries, your blueberries, grapes. You want to make a fruit salad, fruit kebabs. It's a great tool to have. You can use it for other things as well. Hard cooked eggs. You can use it for cooked chicken, anything that has that soft consistency. But our cup slicer is officially on sale today. I believe it's like $20. Don't quote me on that though. Normally it's like $25. So you save $5 with the cup slicer. Check it out. If you need a shopping link, please let me know. I would love to help you get some great products in your hands for your summer cookouts and barbecues. Alright. Our chicken is now, I believe it's all cooked. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and carefully put this on my islands. And then I will move you guys over. So we talked about how we know when chicken is done. Hey Stephanie. HelloFresh is where you order, basically you choose off a menu. If I'm not too familiar, so you basically decide what meals you want, and then they ship you the ingredients. I'm just telling you, kind of showing you how I cook with Pampered Chef products. So Pampered Chef sells kitchen products, everything from beverages, utensils, pots and pans, kids. We have a brand new kids cooking club as well, so make sure you guys check that out. And everything in between, appliances, things like that, everything that you could possibly need for your kitchen. I come live every Tuesday to do a cooking demo because I have a lot of people on my Facebook. If this is you, this is why I do that. Don't feel confident in the kitchen, need some help with some meal making decisions, healthier meal options. I try and do more healthier meal options, and we're using Pampered Chef products. So I am a Pampered Chef consultant. So yeah, but thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Hope you're enjoying the video. Alright, so we talked about how we know when chicken is done, right? So we have clear juices coming out. We can basically cut the chicken when it's still hot without a knife. That's how we know when chicken is done on the grill. What about your pasta? We talked about the water boiling, right? Don't put your pasta in too soon, or it's not going to be done. It's going to be done too soon before the timer goes off. Don't start the timer until after you get that rapid boil. Your pasta is done. You can set the timer, right? But I don't always trust the timers when it floats to the top, right? So because what is pasta made of? It's made out of wheat, right? So when it floats to the top, you know it's about done because it's getting rid, when pasta cooks, it's getting rid of all of like that excess starch, right? So it makes it heavier. So that's a good tip for you guys. So like when your pasta is done and like floating to the top, it's most likely done. I always like to do a taste test as well. I put a little bit on a spoon, rinse it under cold water because I don't want to burn my mouth. And then taste it. And if it's at the texture, the firmness that I like, then I know it's done. So we talked about, so that's that. So this is actually floating to the top pretty nicely. I'm going to go ahead and do my taste test. So I'm only going to grab like 1 or 2 noodles. I'm not going to grab a lot. Because if it's not done, that's okay. Like, it's not going to hurt you or anything. But it's really all about your preference, right? I mean, my kids will eat noodles out of the box, so yeah, it's definitely done. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and turn that off. We're going to go ahead and drain this in our colander. So we have 2 different types of colanders at Pampered Chef. We have stainless steel and our wired colanders. I'm using the wired ones tonight. I'll show you guys what I mean in a moment. So I like the wired ones because they come in a set of 3. Our stainless steel, I believe we have 2 different sizes. But this is what I mean by, I don't know if you guys can see that well. It has like the wiring on the outside of it. Sitting at my glasses. Alright, we're going to go ahead and put this back in the pan. Now be careful when you do this because it will burn, right? So I did turn the burner off. But you always want to put a little bit of oil or something in the bottom of it, which I did not do, or butter or something so it doesn't burn. I'm just going to open up this, I gotta refill this up. And then you're just going to mix that in. This will also help prevent the pasta from sticking as it cools down. Because pasta does stick together as it cools down as well. Yeah, so it's sticking to the bottom already. So, show you guys. Yep, there you go. So, that's your pasta. Alright, so we're going to go ahead. I got stuff everywhere. I apologize. We're going to put that on the counter. And I'm just going to rotate you guys so you guys can see because now we move from the stove. Everything is done. Now it's assembly time. Alright. Let me get you guys positioned here. I know it's like hard using picture. I am also making some iced tea as well right now with our insulated pitcher, but that's a whole nother thing. Okay, this is our new tea steeper. I'm using. Okay, so we have our bowl here. We're gonna go ahead and add our pot. Oh, I didn't rinse it off. I rinse the pasta off. That's so good. So I'm actually going to put about half of this back into our colander and we're going to rinse it off because we want the pasta to be cold because we're making a pasta salad. The other half my kids will eat by itself. They won't eat with all the stuff in. So I have 3 of them. So I'm just going to use some cold water here. Just kind of rinse this off a little bit because we want to use our hands to mix it when you're using pasta salad. You don't want to use your utensils because it could break the pasta or smash the pasta. You want to try and keep everything intact as much as possible. And you don't want to burn your hands either, so that's why you rinse it off. And it also helps us stop the cooking because pasta is one of those foods that will keep cooking if it is hot enough, right? So that's why when you put it back in the pan after draining it the first time, you want to make sure you have something in the bottom of the pan to help cool off the pan, but also to help cool off the pasta and stop that cooking process. And you can see how I'm kind of shaking it as I go through. I'm rotating it. I'm not just letting the water sit on one area because that's going to help to regulate the temperature of the pasta as well. And it's also going to help get rid of any of that excess water, that drainage as well. If you want to, you can use your hand. It's good. It's a good time. I can work with that. So again, we're going to pour all of this, which I just spilled into our bowl here. This is our part of our brand new outdoor entertaining set for summer. So we're going to pour that in there. And what we're going to do is, I have a knife here. I'm just going to use my countertop because this is actually a butcher board, so it's a wooden countertop that's good for food. And we're just going to go ahead and kind of chop up our chicken here. Yeah, we're looking for like those bite-sized pieces. I'm using one of our knives from our brand new knife set, our Foundations knife sets. I'm going to get 4 of them in the knife block. So this is like our medium price range. We have 3 different knife sets. We have our coated, our forged, and then we have these. So if you need a good pair of eyes, I definitely recommend one of those for free. My favorite is probably the coated. These are lighter. And they are dishwasher safe. The other two sets are not dishwasher safe. But they're all great. And they're all great. I love them all. So I'm going to go ahead and just clean up all this chicken. Kind of roughly, again, it doesn't really matter because it's going in the pasta. And if the chicken is cooked properly too, when you mix it up, it's going to break apart a little bit. That's just part of chicken, and that's how you know, again, it's done, is when it breaks apart easily. So a lot of different ways to make sure that you don't get foodborne illness this summer when you're having your backyard barbecues. I'm trying to move a little bit quicker here for you guys. I know you guys are giving me your time right now, and I appreciate it. I don't want to waste it. You know how precious time can be. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and add one more here. Like I said, I'm not putting any dressing because this chicken's coated in that garlic parmesan oil. So that oil is going to come through in the pasta. So we're going to go ahead and add our peppers. Hey Kelly, thanks for watching. So this, what I'm using now is part of our prepping store system. It's containers, come with drainage trays, little lids have vents in them. It's great, I love it. Next we're going to go ahead and add our diced tomatoes. Now I did not drain the tomatoes because I want that liquid to kind of add to it. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And then we're actually going to use our whisk tongs. Again, save dishes, right? And we're just going to mix this all together. It's almost like an Italian chicken salad, pasta salad. It's hot out. Carmen, can you get the mozzarella cheese out for me, please? And then we're going to go ahead and add some mozzarella cheese to this.
This?
No, the one over here. In the back. Yeah.
It's hot outside.
So I'm actually going to use sliced mozzarella cheese. No, because I'm almost done. Do you want to set the table up? You can help with that. I'm going to use sliced because I'm actually going to cut it up into like smaller pieces. The sliced mozzarella. You can use cheddar cheese, any type of cheese that you like. I just feel like the mozzarella goes better with the peppers and the tomatoes.
Can I get some ice and make this cold?
Go ahead. I can open it. Just in my name and cut it. So I'll just grab a couple slices here of the mozzarella. Oh, this is like falling apart. And I'm just going to slice this into little pieces here. And throw this in here as well.
What are you doing?
Add a little bit more mozzarella. We're just layering the mozzarella on top. We're not going to mix it in because when we serve it, whatever, it'll automatically get mixed in.
Oh, bye-bye.
And then we're going to top this with some fried onion, crispy onions. Carmen, please go set the table. Carmen, honey, go set the table, please.
Oh, bye-bye.
Don't.
This looks beautiful. I am loving this. I'm going to wash my hands.
Yeah.
Don't do the table, like Mommy said.
Stop it.
watching Bippy all afternoon.
Yeah, almost done, folks. I promise you. And go ahead and top this with some of our onions here.
You want to get buckled in your seat?
Give it that nice little crispy.
After supper.
Let's do it.
Yeah. You want to go down in the basement for a few minutes? You're going to help Mom to the table?
No pasta for you. And
No Bippy.
They're looking at
You've been watching Bippy all day.
Happy birthday.
all right, guys, you ready for the truth? Here we go. Here you go. Have your summer chicken and pasta salad. I hope you guys enjoy. Thanks for watching. And if you guys need anything from Pampered Chef, please reach out to me. We have our Kids Cooking Club. We have the cup slicer on sale. And we have things in our outlet as well. Have a great summer, everybody. And I will see you next Tuesday. Same time, same place. Bye.